everyone, this is Amy. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today I'm going to show you how I paint a floral design on this card. I am going to be using a number 4 Deerfoot Stippler, a number 6 Low Cornell Filbert, my favorite fine liner by Westonia, it's a nail brush, and this one I'm not really sure where I got it or what the number is on it. It's just a very small, it could be a nail brush too, but a flat brush. And the paints that I'm using for this design are Moon Yellow, Wicker White, Real Brown, Hydrangea, Cerulean Blue, and I am using some Flow Medium to do some line work with. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I am just going to be using my filbert brush to do the initial flower petals. And I typically like to start in the center with my main flower. And I'm just making it the Hydrangea Blue. And what you can do is do the kind of like a clock arms to start off with. Meaning, 12, 3, 6, and 9. Thinking, is that right? Okay. And then I like to make my petals kind of staggered a little bit so they're not all the same length. And just kind of fill in the in-betweens as I go. Now, keeping that in mind, you can actually do some if you want it to look like maybe it's heading a certain direction or whatnot with the lengths of the petals that you're painting. I just like to kind of stagger them a little bit. And since I am using just a single color, I'm going to be doing some line work on the petals. Again, just to give it some interest. Alright, so then this one down here that I'm making is going to be one like it's just maybe even towards the point of dying, the end of the bloom kind of. You know what I mean by that. And again, I can make some of these longer. They don't have to all be the same length. And if they're not the length that you want, then go ahead and just keep painting on them until you get them to look the way you want. This one, I'm going to be having it partially open. And I can even, like I said, on this one, make it look a little higher, a little lower, and I grab some blue. Oh well. So what I was going to do is tap in my center before I put the bottom petals on. Just like this one. I think on this one I'm going to do it like this. It just have some shorter petals, just like that. See, it gives it a different look depending on which way, what the length of the petals are and how you're placing them. It gives them a different look. I do like to work with odd numbers, so I am going to put another one down here. Again, just very simple. Anybody can paint my designs. They're meant to be easy. Meant to be very easy. Alright, so we have that going on right now. Then I'm going to take my little Deerfoot Stippler. The front of it I'm going to have as Moon Yellow. The back I'm going to have as the Real Brown. And I do like to tap it out just to make sure I don't have too much paint on my bristles. I can always add more. as I'm tipping it in. You don't have to make your petals real, or your center real big, but you can if you want. It's really up to you. Just a fun, easy design. Just keep going with it. I'm sorry too, I just forgot to say that my air conditioning was on. I do my videos down in my utility room, so unfortunately I get to hear the furnace and the air conditioning depending what time of year we're in. I guess it just very fun little design. Yesterday I did paper bags. Today I'm doing where you could create your own card, get your own cardstock, and away you go. So you can create all your stuff. You can do your own cards, your own gifts, your own bags. And just think how much money you're saving, and when you really think about it, how special your gifts are because they are made from the heart. I'm just trying to round this out a little bit more. And I can do that with this one as well. You can spend a lot of time on your centers if you want. I'm just kind of trying to keep them real here. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do, I've already added the flow medium into my Cerulean Blue, and the reason why I did that is because I'm using this to do some line work, meaning that I'm going to use my fine liner, I'm going to come up to my design and then just start pulling in lines. Now I can do lines to just give it some character. I can do it to just show separation of the petals, you know, however you want to do it. Coming down and maybe even around the end here, pulling it up. Just being real easy. It doesn't have to be completely filled in when you're doing your line work. I mean, you could even just go around the center like that, but I did want to come down into the petal themselves directly. And it's nice if you do like a little bit dark, a little bit, some of them lighter pulls, so that they're not all the same color, or not color, same color, but the same intensity. Get a little wild with the ends here. And then just keep coming around it. I love this brush though to do line work. So much fun. Like I said, you just come down just real easy. You don't have to make, you know, really dark lines. There we go. And you just keep moving it around as you're doing it. Alright, so I'm getting close to the end of doing the line work. And again, you can just see it just gives us some detail as opposed to doing like a one stroke or whatnot. You can do simple brush strokes and then add some line work in to give your design some interest. And it's, you know, simple, still simple, which I like. Say quick and simple, that's how I roll. And if you look back at your project and you see like, okay, so this isn't dark enough, so I'll go through and just maybe add in a little bit more detail and make it, you know, make it a little bit darker so that it ends up being exactly how I want it. Now the next thing, and I think I forgot to tell you this, I'm doing a dotting stylus also. So I'm going to take my stylus, stomp it into the Wicker White, and go around and then just create dots around the center. And even doing it, even though you may not be able to see it as well, doing it around the center, even to the extremity part here, you know, it's off-white, white on off-white doesn't show up real well, but if you kind of hit it on the center, then it's going to be seen a little bit better, if that makes sense. And there you have it. Alright, and just keep going with it. I like simple. Yeah, simple is still pretty. You could be painting, say you're painting maybe a wine bottle and you want to paint a wine bottle bag like I did yesterday and do a card, all with similar designs to kind of coordinate with each other. How cute would that be? Alright, so I got that. Then the next thing is going to be to put in my greenery. So I'm going to start here first by just taking my little flat brush, and I'm just going to tip it in one side of the one color and another color on the other side. And I like to add a little bit of white. I can even add in a little bit of brown if I want. And then I'm going to make this like, this one is kind of flipped like that. It's hanging upside down. This one over here. And then I am going to bring this stem down here. You have the option whenever you're doing a design, if you don't want to put a stem in, you don't have to. Or you can put a stem in and, you know, do like what I'm doing here. The other option would be just to paint in your leaves just around the flowers, if you want to do that. Alright, so with this one, I am going to just do a bunch of wiggly leaves. Some of them are going to be a little rough, and some of them will just be very, just your typical. And then I'll pull it from the vine like that. And then just keep going with these, putting them wherever you see fit. And I'm trying to do a lot of making one side one shade and the other side the other shade. So like on this one, I'm doing the yellowy white part on the outside, and then on this side over here, I'm going to be doing the darker part on the other side. Just fun, you're rotating them. Like this one, when I do this kind, I just move it in and out so that it's not real, it's kind of rough, kind of rigid. I have my white and a little bit of yellow on the outside, and I may have to, because I'm doing it on paper, I may have to take the inside and put some new paint on it as I'm wiggling it down, because it's kind of big. It's kind of a big leaf for this brush at least. And then let's do the opposite direction here. Now we'll turn this up. Whoops. I'm doing my colors backwards here. Do my green, darker green on that side. Bringing it down. And I'm going to pull my stem through it. Alright, so then we can, just come to the flowers themselves, and then you can do them with the same color on the outside on both sides, like I'm doing on this one. And you can mix it up a little bit. When you add different leaves, different colors of leaves, it just definitely gives it a little bit more interest in doing it this way. I think, at least. And like I said, you just keep going with it. If you want to add a lot of leaves or a few, that's up to you. But I think it's fun. Even just using these little brushes, it's kind of a fun thing. Like I said, sometimes when you do it on paper, because it's a little bit drier surface, it does make it a little harder. But you just go over it. If you're running, just go over it like that. Pretty easy, right? I just like to have good coverage. Make good coverage. And we can flip it around here. Make it easy. I'm going to stick my finger in that. Now I'm going to just pull, oops, I should have done it this direction. Pull a little stem through it. And I'll just, stand back a little bit and take a look at it and say, hey, where else do I need to put, fix that stem a little bit, where else do I need to put in some leaves? Or if you think that's good, I would just leave it like that. And you don't have to have a lot of leaves, seriously. But what you can also do too is stick the liner brush into the thicket, and then just put in some little swirlies. Now I didn't thin it out, which would make it easier to do this with. I just went ahead and just stuck it into the paint, but you can also do just some random wigglies just like this without having to do any kind of swirly work with it, and that's kind of fun as well. And maybe do it again up here. Just kind of, I kind of like going over it a little bit just to fill it in some. I just think it does. It gives it a little bit more interest. But just imagine you're getting a little piece of art with your gift, as well as the gift that was created for you. I think it's special, personally. I really, really do. Now I'm going to leave it like that. I hope you like it. Excuse me, if you do, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. And before you leave, make sure that you share this video on your social network with all your family and friends. You just merely have to hit that share button that's underneath the video, and away you go. Alright, thanks again so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this. Maybe stick around a little bit and watch some of my other videos. And until the next time, please stay safe and healthy, and you have a good one.